Right, okay, I'm doing a little skin on the section B question for the IB exam, which is an analytical question. So the question is always the same for section B, that you analyse what you hear in either an extract or a full piece of music. If you look at the other video that I looked at the Symphony number 104 and the first movement of Haydn, and that gives a great example of looking at an extract piece of music and how you have to think beyond that actual extract to really kind of like answer the question fully, to really analyse it fully. So the question in terms of analysis always asks for the same three components, and that's really what you have to do in your analysis. If you hit those three main points, that's where the marks are. That's where you will strive in this exam. And the question paper actually is like a checklist. If you hit these points and add to these points, you are really far in answering the question. That's what the examiners look for, and that's what you should be actually writing. So the first point is the musical features. So such as, but not limited to, harmony, melody, rhythm, and instrumentation. Okay? So looking at how chromaticism is used, or whether it's diatonic, what scales, what modulations, the melody, how that's interacting with different instruments, the rhythm, dotted rhythms, syncopation, whether it's a dance as well. Those are the real points to consider there. Structural, again, crosses over, and all of these actual analytical points do cross over with each other. The structural features such as form, phrases, motif, and texture. Of course, texture does cross over with instrumentation and harmony, and motifs and phrases, of course, cross over with melody. And form, in the case of when we looked at the symphonic Haydn work, you really had to think beyond what you actually heard and think about what a symphonic piece of music in terms of form looks like. So that, again, think beyond what you're actually hearing, which leads well into the contextual features. This is probably the features that I would start with when answering the question. This is what you already know prior to listening to the piece of music. So with the exam, you always get two pieces that are unidentified and no score provided. So when you talk about it, you have to use your oral perception of what time, culture, place this happened. What was happening around this piece of music? Is this piece of music a Baroque piece of music? Well, if I'm hearing a harpsichord, then it's going to most likely be a Baroque piece of music. Is it classical? Is it romantic? What was happening at the time? Where was this happening? If you can put details about the composer, that is even better. Okay. When you're listening to the piece of music, you'll be listening on the CD player, and the CD player will have a counter. When you put all of your analysis in, especially on your musical features and structural, you need to make notes of the timings of when everything happens. This is being precise of what you're actually talking about. So this is actually stipulated in the mark scheme that you are accurate, backing up all of your arguments, all of your analysis by putting the timings in. With one of the section B questions, you will have a score, and that is optional. If you use the score, you have to put the bar numbers or rehearsal numbers in. So the examiner has a reference to what your the point that you're actually making. You'll be given a manuscript paper as well in the exam, so make any notes, excuse the pun, on the manuscript paper. Going back as well, there's an extra box for marks in terms of the music terminology that you use. So make sure you are clued up in the words that you're actually using. There are banks of words on the Quizlet available for you, as well as in your textbook there's a glossary of terms. When you're looking for a score, look at different circles. Circle the anything that you don't understand, any features, any dynamic markings, any points that you're not actually understanding. Okay, thank you.